Okay, now let's talk timing. So 1 million, we talked about your million over the year. Talk me through the statistics that you initially thought through in terms of SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-bound.
So what I originally said to you was I need to do 5 meetings per month to raise that. But
yes.
The 6-month incubation period, actually I need to do a little bit more work than that now.
Yes.
To be able to achieve that goal.
So if we go back, just as folks have got the understanding, my stats tend to be borne out by other people's stats. What I mean by that is there ain't nothing special about me. It's a statistical game. Once you've screened folks, and we're going to talk about the screening questions that we use, 1 and 2 will say yes, 1 and 2 will say no. On average, they will put in 50 grand. Now that varies from, and in fact, David, you know him, from a little baby 3,000 up to 167,500 in my first round of fundraising. Anthony put in the 167,500. He'd only met me 3 times. He never saw the house. He drove past it about 3 months after I bought it. It was very kind of him, you know. So he was, you know, quite an entrepreneur. But I had a little baby 3,000 as well. But on average, my first fundraising campaign, people put in 50 grand. So and statistically, that's borne out. So to raise 1 million, how many coffees in total? 40. It's all right, isn't it? But you want to raise it in 1 year's time. And on average, the incubation period is 6 months. So you need to really raise the million, have those 40 coffees in the first 6 months to get it in the year. So do you see how you statistically just pull it forward? So now how many coffees is that? 40 coffees in 6 months. Do the maths for me.
Yeah, I'd like to do the 40 coffees in the next 3 months.
Okay.
So I need to do 12, 13
in a month. So really that's a fairly intense fundraising campaign because you want to be screening. And for me, 1 in 10 people you meet, you'll end up working with. So if you want to do 40 in the next 3 months, you need to basically have a database of 400 long prospects that you basically have the conversation with, out of which 9 out of 10 won't be any use, 1 out of 10 will be useful. You have the coffee meeting with those folks. So it's 400 to down to 40, down to 20 saying yes, down to £1 million.